Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Neurodiverse and Wrestling. I'm your host, John Arroyo. And boy, NXT and TNA knocked it out of the park. We have Undersurge coming up soon and Battleground, and everything is coming straight to pieces. From the Hendry and Trick Williams storyline to crossovers galore. Even we ended off the week with the bloodiest match I saw yet. So let's get into it. We open NXT off with a bang. We get Hank and Tank teaming up with the always electric Hendry against DarkState. The match was straight up chaos. Fists was flying, bodies was dropped, the crowd was on fire. DarkState dominated early in the match, but Hank and Tank turned the tide. It was some sick reversals, explosive tag team work from Hank and Tank. And then when Hendry got the hot tag, he was cleaning house. Until out of nowhere, Trick Williams came in the ring and cost him the match again. And we will get back to that shortly, but that leads into the Battle Royal. And ooh, this storyline is just getting so juicy. I just love it. I want more. Then we got a killer women's division match with Zoria versus Kalani Jordan. It was a wild contrast of agility and raw power. Kalani flipped out of a power bomb and rolled up for a near fall, then hit a beautiful pair of Kavana on the outside. But Zoria kept fighting back and hits the F5 out of nowhere for the win. Does this mean Zoria is the #1 contender for Soul's North American Championship? We just have to wait to see. But this storyline is getting very interesting. Zoria is being really overprotective of Soul. We need to see why. We're going to get the answers soon, I bet. We got a chaotic #1 contender battle royal. The winner will face over Femi at Battleground. And boy, did it disappoint. The match was insane. We got the returning Elias from TNA. But Ethan Page wasn't having it, so they fought on the outside of the ring. All the men just didn't want to quit. Edamura, from his chops from hell, North Quarter Catch Crew dominated the match, but then Charlie Dempsey gets eliminated to Adonis, kicking everyone in the ring, but Trick eliminated to Rich Holland and Edamura going back and forth, and Trick eliminates them, but then Hendry comes out to distract Trick. That makes Elias throw Trick out the ring, then Sean Spears throws Elias out the ring, and then we get the final four. And pretty much Javon Evans was like literally like a bouncy ball, like literally a springboard machine going all over. But the big shocker was Miles Bourne taking the win. No one saw that coming. I was shocked. And what did this mean for the North Quarter Catch Crew? And the big question is, what is going forth with the main title picture? This is very interesting. Then we got a brutal fight with Jada Parker versus Carmen Petrovich. Jada was ruthless, but Carmen kept kicking, but Jada won. Post-match, Jada was full beatdown mode, but Dia Hale ran in for the save. Does this mean it's a new women's tag team forming? And who is Jada going to team up with to take on Dia and Carmen? We just have to wait to see. Then we got a killer main event. Giulia versus Jordynne Grace. The winner will face Stephanie Vakir at Battleground. And the match was just straight up Mortal Kombat level. Powerhouse versus Precise. Sleeper holds, top rope suplexes, spinning drops, everything. Giulia nearly had it, but Grace reverses into a juggernaut for the win. What a fight. And respect for both queens. They really showed it. They had a back and forth headbutt match. Giulia kept doing everything to keep Jordynne down, but Jordynne didn't want to stay down. And at the end, Jordynne is literally face to face with Stephanie Vakir. And what did this mean for the women's division of NXT? Because Giulia has that thing with Rhea Ripley and Io and Roxanne, but she's still fighting for the women's title. This is like, what are we gonna get? I feel like I stand in like at Battleground, we're gonna get something. We kicked TNA off with the continuation of the Trick William and Joe Hendry saga. So Trick William comes out and he pretty much says he's coming for Joe Hendry and everything he built in TNA, and he's ready to tear it down because he's Trick Williams. He have everything. He has the looks, the money, the style. And Joe Hendry have none of that. So Joe Hendry comes out and he doesn't want to, he's done talking. So they just go straight to fighting. It was a straight up brawl. You couldn't get no referee or no management off of both of them. So we get a match. We're going to get a match at Battleground for the TNA Championship. And boy, was that a big pop of the night. The crowd went crazy after hearing that news. I am hyped for that match too. And I want to see, what did this mean for the future of TNA and NXT? We just have to wait to see. We get a crazy knockout match with Rosemary versus Li Ying Li. Li tries for sportsmanship, but Rosemary says, nah, I'm not dealing with that. I'm Rosemary. I'm a TNA legend. So she starts knocking out Lee, hits a sideways walk slam, and with some dirty tactics, like biting her fingers in the corner. Ah! You better stop! That was, Then Lee comes back for a bit, but Rosemary knocks her down. So when Rosemary takes out the brass knuckles, Xia Brookside comes to help Lee. Doing that let Lee win the match. And what did this mean? What did this storyline mean? Is Xia Brookside gonna go with Lei Ling on the good side? Or is Rosemary gonna try to turn her to the dark side? We just have to wait to see. We got an incredible tag team showcase with the Aztecs Warriors versus Great Hand. Lucha vibes were strong. Octagon Jr. was the standout, walking on the ropes with the moonsault, pure magic. The Aztec Warriors won. The Great Hand has some good moves too, but in my opinion, the Aztec Warriors was just so good that they just caught my eye the whole time. But after the match, Mustafa Ali comes out with his squad and just attacks Octagon and his teammate. And then the Rascals come out to break it up. That leads into our next fight. We get a really good match with Mustafa Ali and Trey Miguel. It was nasty. Her strikes, technical roll-ups, back and forth chaos. Mustafa Ali does a roll-up and then a body bomb, like a power bomb. It was crazy. But after Tasha Steelz interferes, Ali wins with the reverse crossroads to seal the win. Ali's crew is aggressive, focused, and dangerous, and I'm here for it. And I cannot wait where the Rascals go next, because the Rascals is one of my favorite teams in TNA, and I just love how like this storyline is just building. And then we get a really good segment with the Hardys versus the Nemeths and a back and forth mic war. So the Hardys reflect on their losses lately, and they pretty much say that, you know, we are TNA legends, we're WWE legends, we really should do better, but they want to do better for the fans. They're going to get back their titles, but the Nemeths interrupt, calling them old, dusty, crusty, musty legends. Damn, that was something. And then, you know, they said, oh, we can have a ladder match at Under Siege. But wait, Jeff Hardy cannot go to Canada, so I guess we cannot have the match. That's messed up. Low-key, like, teasing a match and then, like, nah. The fans wasn't having it. It was boozed. So Santino Murillo struts out, and he's like, hold up. You think you're smart. I'm the boss. So next week, we're going to get Jeff Hardy versus one of the Nemeths, but he cannot go to Canada. So Under Siege, Hardy gets to pick his partner for the title match. Ooh, who's gonna be? Who is Matt Hardy gonna pick? This tag team division is like red hot. I just can't wait. I bet you it's like a big surprise that nobody really thought of. And I just can't wait for that. And then we get the return and debut of Victoria Crawford, aka Alicia Fox. She returns like she never left the ring, hitting a beautiful Northern Lights suplex and then an axe kick for the win. It was her easy 1, 2, 3. She looked at amazing. She looked at like she never got out the ring. She really showed the TNA girls like, I'm a legend. I've been doing this for a long time, so watch how I do it. Then after she grabs the mic and she's about to drop a promo, but Macha Slamovich jumps her. But out of nowhere, Tessa Blanchard saves Victoria and starts jumping Slamovich and takes her out the ring. So Santino Marvello comes out and he's like, what is going on? I'm not playing this again. So next week, Tessa and Victoria, you're going to face Macha Slamovich with the person of her choosing. And Robert Stone said, no, I have authority power too. So technically, Masha is not going to pick her partner. I'm going to pick her partner. And her partner is like Nikita Lyons. That like literally shook the whole crowd, even Victoria and Tessa Blanchard. So next week we're gonna get a tag match, and we don't know if Nikita Lyons is teaming up with Robert Stone. We don't know if Tessa Blanchard is gonna get along with Victoria Crawford because Tessa Blanchard just wants her title back. We don't know if she's a part of that group or teaming. We don't know if Slamovich is going to get along with Nikita. Pretty much, we don't know if the girls are going to get along. So next week, we're going to get pretty much a giant, out-of-control tag team match, and I cannot wait. Guys, we end the week off with literally a dog collar match. What was just straight up chaotic, covered in blood, and pure violence. I'm going to put the photos in black and white because I don't want to get copyrighted or I don't want to get flagged. But pretty much it was just a war. Brutality, people biting each other, chain whips, using the chains to rip each other apart. But at the end, Steve Maclin was able to take the win. Even though Eric Young had the upper advantage with the numbers game, Maclin was able to take the title. Wow, that was just, I don't know, that's in my category for match of the year. Like, I don't even know how to explain how the match went. It was not even actually like wrestling, it was just straight up like fight, like brawl. And now we have to see where this leads to Under Siege. Are we gonna get a more hardcore match out of this? I don't know. It was pretty iconic and legendary. But pretty much the madness from NXT to TNA this week, with Under Surge around the corner and Battleground around the corner too, just heating up. We got storyline bombs going off left and right. Joe Hendry, Trick Williams, tag team shakeups, the woman division rising on both brands, and just the back and forth of multiple people going from TNA to NXT. It's literally a multiverse, a madness. And we just need to see who comes up on top. Well, that was my review. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.